I remember standing here in this spot and I was laughing at basically the Satanists who brought the freaking statue here to Michigan, that it was raining on Halloween, and how I was like, ah, it's a judgment. How dare you do all these things and not ask everyone else if they were cool with that. And it, you know what I'm saying? And but it's like now, it's like it says the rain fall on the wicked as well as the righteous. You know what I'm saying? Not to say they're wicked or I'm righteous, but I'm just saying the rain fall on everyone, in other words. And you know what I'm saying? At the time, I should have focused more on that than what I was saying, even though if what I was saying was true. You know what I'm saying? Because I would like to go out and do my thing, but it's almost like they're sending freaking whack weather, uncooperative weather, and it's like really disheartening. But I mean, it's kind of good in a way. Look at all this rain. But if it doesn't stop, it's going to be too much rain. Like God says, I'm going to pour you out a blessing more than you're able to contain. When you get blah with a whole bunch of water, it's not always a blessing. But when you get consistent water and everyone's nourished and replenished and cleaned, you know what I'm saying? It's a good thing. But then when everything's washed a freaking way, that's a bad thing. And especially if it's all washed away because people ain't doing what they're supposed to. But it's better to be punished for doing what you're supposed to be doing than it is to be rewarded for doing what you ain't supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? In a way. And another thing, it's like, everyone's expecting to see a person. They got to exercise in a faith that is as excellent as Jesus himself, as Christ himself. So it's like you'll catch like people with some Christ. Everyone's got some attributes that are good, but you know what I'm saying? But some have more bad and few good. Some have no good at all, and none of that spirit. That it's because I don't know. There's different reasons behind that, and what makes you righteous isn't your own righteousness anyway. It's Christ's righteousness. Because if anything other than that is just a form of self-righteousness. And I think we're kind of losing focus on that. That's what draws us back to that record of the gospel, is that none of us was meant to do it like that. So, in the fact that we expect to do that exactly ourselves or another before we can give them any acknowledgement or stop criticizing them unfairly. You know what I'm saying? Through bias and ignorance, out of ignorance and prejudice, you criticize someone with a maybe modified to. It's not exactly your belief system, but it's a derivative of your belief system. And you know what I'm saying? Dude, the Muslims do that. We're supposed to be the body of Christ. The Muslims are sectarian violence towards one another. And once again, the Catholics and the other dudes over there in Europe, there was a church feud, but it's really the church mafia feud. Same thing, man. Everyone in the mafia is also a member of the church, the Catholic Church, the Vatican. You know what I'm saying? It's freaking crazy. Oh, man. But yeah, man, look. It's like, the rain falls on everyone, and just because someone's looks like they're like right now, they're really the evil people, the evildoers are really rubbing it in everyone's nose how much power they got right now. And look, it seems like the sun is shining on the wicked, and it's raining on us. It's like, but that's just the devil's ploy to get you for some reason to envy the bad guys and try to overcome them by reputation or by might or by your own works in a way. And you might think you're doing it for God's sake, but look, if you start doing it too much out of your own fucking personal vendettas, it really it takes away from that, and it adds these profane things from this world and we mix them with the holy. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the beast in Daniel with the iron and clay. They don't mix. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the way life works. It's like, that's why I was saying the other day, it's like, be careful who you laugh at, because look, those things you laugh at them about will befall you. And it's true. It does happen just like that. That's why it should always remind us to judge with mercy and not judge with our eyes and our ears and our own understanding about any matter. Because we're also, when you... I didn't realize this, but in order to help heal some people sometimes with us mortal, broken vessels, but you actually got to pray for and suffer along with the people. So sometimes you actually do absorb empathically some of their ugliness, and it wreaks havoc inside of your psychic body, which is kind of like inside of your thoughts and your feelings, somewhere in between there. And also there's a little bit of the spirit realm added onto that, because in that zone there, that the eye of the mind area, the box or the open to the, you could be trapped in there inside of a narrow kind of thoughts, like obsessed with the mirror. What am I going to do later? Worries, shit like that will keep that. It's a box in the cage in there, but once again, getting even distracted by the enemy, that being dazzled by all their fucking mystifying, mystical, you know what I'm saying, fucking schemes and plots, long thought out schemes and plots unfold before my eyes, not being able to do much about it anyway. You know what I'm saying, other than try to expose the plan, or at least, make theories on what I think they're trying to do, make strategies to not get too caught up in it. But listen, being too over focused on these strategies to not get caught up in it is being caught up in itself, inside of the being inside of the world, and it's not dependent on God as much. You're like, I depend on God, I got faith in God, but I'm still gonna watch my back, like, you know what I'm saying, like, put too big of an emphasis on it, and then it becomes kind of like unhealthy. Same thing with all this stuff, man. So it's like, don't cling on to all the joys and the pains of this thing here, and don't hold on to them or too much, because both are, it seems like, short-lived, and they happen just, it just happens over and over anyway. It's just a part of something about this nature of reality, where it's that reap what you sow type of thing. What goes up comes down. What goes down comes back up. You know what I'm saying? There's a time for this, and there's a time for freaking that. And it's just really true. And then it's it's good to be able to reflect on that and recognize the error in my own ways. Though, don't we all have errors in our ways? You know what I'm saying? And that's that's just another part of life, I guess. It's part of that what goes up comes down type thing, or the things you were that you used to didn't know, you know them now, and it's like you have this you had an experience with it where it's a real life over time, which is you only get so many of these in your life, actually, where you get times to add things on top of things that you were previously ignorant of. But what was it? What was I just hearing about too, man? What were they saying? So yeah, it's something about knowledge, man. See, even this knowledge, man, it's just really, after you figure it out, it's really like foolishness and real simple anyway. So why was you so tripping about trying to figure it out? That's kind of how it starts to after you start getting real. When you get too much knowledge for your own good, and that's what you'll start to realize. It's like, wait a second, man. And then you will have certain regrets about things, because that's what it just say, becoming wise and shit. Yeah, if you truly get wise, you'll be sorrowful about it. You know what I'm saying? But that's why it's just because it is a sorrowful thing, man. It doesn't mean you have to stay sorrowful about it, and you can't move past it and refocus on the more smallest common denominators of things, and that's just like being more accurate, more of a precision type of thing. You can it's like you can wield the sword dexterously now, instead of just kind of clumsy and or either that or overconfident, because you're really, you know what I'm saying, you ain't never really had to do the real thing. You've only kind of been feigning it, or you were unaware what the real thing was, so how could you do it? You were just trying to imitate in your mind what you thought the thing was that you were supposed to be doing. It's crazy shit, man. I mean, but it is like, what is it? Threefold witness, threefold cord, little by little, line upon line, precept upon precept. That's like double of three different things on top of themselves right there. But I mean, there's many. The Spirit, the water, the blood, the Father, Son, the Holy Spirit. You see these reoccurring themes, or what has happened before and will happen again. Nothing new under the sun. All these those are weird, like circular concepts too, and another kind of echo of that circle thing there too as well. A lot of that knowledge, especially in the Old Testament Proverbs, it's like there's a lot of yin and yang type of speech, waxing and waning. They say that means the same thing. It's there is some dualistic aspects to the flow and stream of reality in that whole reap what you sow. That is really, I mean, that's same thing there. It's like a boomerang.